This is the 2nd gen 46mm Moto 360 with a 22mm black Horween leather band and a silver diamond cut bezel, officially referred to as a micro knurl pattern. I customized this configuration over at Motorola's Moto Maker, and the prices range anywhere from $299 to $499 depending on how crazy you get with the customization. And the damage for this setup was $350 in case you were wondering. Ouch. It could be a bit pricey. It's also available in a 42mm model for both men and women, with a more narrow 16mm band for the women's version. Despite what anyone else says, this configuration is, in my opinion, the best looking smartwatch I've ever seen. Software put aside, this serves as a beautiful piece to dress up or dress it down for many occasions. The premium Horween leather not only feels nice, but it's comfortable, looks sophisticated, and I just love the smell of leather. Unfortunately, because it's leather, it's bound to crease with the constant taking off and putting on, so I avoid wearing it too tight to reduce stress on the material. But thanks to the brackets that now stick out of the case, the bands are much easier to swap out for third-party 22mm bands, making it all the more easier to continuously customize. Aside from looking premium, it's built premium too. The power button feels 10 times more durable and clickier than the previous model, and it's now moved to the top right, which I prefer, as opposed to the middle from the previous model. The casing feels nicely put in place, and the micro knurl bezel feels like something you would find on a $700 watch. The face is covered in Gorilla Glass 3 for some protection, so hopefully the watch doesn't unbuckle itself and jump off your wrist. I'm really not the one to talk about specs because it's a watch, but for the sake of anyone who's interested, it has a 360x360 screen resolution, a Qualcomm Snapdragon 400 processor, an Adreno 305 GPU, 512 megabytes of RAM, 4 gigabytes of storage, and finally a 400 mAh battery with a 300 mAh battery on the smaller 42mm model. I found the battery to last me about a good day and a half. Definitely not as much potential as the Gear S2, and as usual, it charges really fast with the included Qi enabled wireless charger. Okay, so I'm not gonna do a full walkthrough of the software because not much changed. It's running the latest version of Android Wear 5.1.1, which came with minor updates like Wi-Fi support, drawing emojis when composing messages, enabling a lock screen, and wrist gestures. Certainly nothing you can't find in any other Android Wear smartwatch running 5.1.1. I turned off the always on screen feature because I didn't like the way it looks, and you might expect less battery life when it's on. I did find the watch boots up faster than before, which is great. One minor complaint though is how long it takes for the watch to automatically reconnect after you walked away from your phone and is disconnected. It always takes a few minutes, whereas on my Gear S2, reconnecting is literally instantaneous. Switching directly from the Gear S2, I have to admit I do miss the rotating bezel. Samsung nailed it in that respect, and too bad Motorola didn't come up with something similar. I also have to admit the user interface is not the smoothest on the Moto 360. It's not at all slow, but occasionally you'll have a few stutters, especially when you're scrolling fast. Perhaps if the Moto 360 had 1GB of RAM, it would help out a little. But this watch blows the Gear S2 out of the water in the design department, so it's style over function. But then again, the Moto 360 is compatible with almost every Android phone, whereas the Gear S2 is not. So in terms of function, that's up for debate. So to sum it up, I'll be using my Gear S2 on days where I go running, doing heavy activity, or when it's raining outside. The Moto 360 on the other hand, I'll be using to go out to dinner, go watch a movie, or a wedding. This watch is one of those things that you just want to buy and not wear it. You know, like putting it up on the shelf so you won't compromise it. I'm sure sneakerheads could relate to that, or anyone with a mild case of OCD. Alright guys, let me know down in the comments section below what you think about this watch. As always, if you enjoyed, show some love to that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.